Today, I'm going to share the story of the golden bird. So, once upon a time, there was a big kingdom, and it has a king. It had a king. In the backyard of the kingdom, there was a big tree which gives golden apples. There was a servant in the kingdom who would always count the number of apples and and say it to the king. On one day, the servant noticed that one apple was missing. He got very suspicious and rushed to the king and reported it. The king was very angry, thinking that who could be so daring to steal the golden apple from the king itself, from the king himself, and and he also said that he would not spare the thief. And immediately after that, the king told the servant to to send his first son to send his first and the eldest son to watch and protect the apple that night. So he sent his eldest son to protect the tree that night. It was falling. It was slowly falling midnight, and even the eldest and the first son has fallen asleep after the midnight. When he woke up in the morning, he noticed that one apple was missing, and then they went and they reported the issue, and then the servant sent his second son, and even the same happened with him. And when he woke up in the morning, one more apple was missing. The king got so much angry, and now he told the servant to send his last and the youngest son. So his son went and he watched it, and this time he did not fall asleep. And after midnight, he found a small rustling sound from the trees. He quickly turned back and watched out for it. There was a golden bird coming, and it took one of the golden apples away and went away from there. The son tried to hurt the golden apple with his arrow and bow, but the golden bird escaped and just let one golden feather drop down on the ground. So the last and the last and the youngest son showed that golden feather to the king. The king told that I will reward anyone who would bring me the golden bird. And then the first and the eldest son came up and said that I will bring you the golden bird. So he was on his way to the on finding the golden bird. While he was going, he saw a fox in his path. As soon as he saw a fox on his path, he took out his bow and was ready to shoot him. Just when he was about to shoot him, the fox said that I will give you a good counsel. Listen to me. When you walk straight on this road, you will find two houses. One very big and beautiful, and the other one very shabby and dirty. And you should not pick the beautiful house, but you should stay in this small and dirty house and take rest for until tomorrow morning. Okay, then the eldest son did not believe such a beast, and he continued his journey. When he reached some point, he saw both the houses, as the fox told, but he did not go to the shabby one. Instead, he went to the big and beautiful house, to eat the food and to dance with the ladies. And then he was missing. He did not come back. He forgot about the golden bird, and he also forgot about the kingdom. So he did not return. And now the servant sent his second son. The same happened with the second son. Even he did not believe the fox, and even he got trapped with the food and the ladies. And now it was the time of the third son. The third son went, and it was not the same. When the fox appeared to him, he said, "Oh, my kind fox, could you help him?" Then the fox said, "Yes, of course. When you go straight in this road, you'll find two houses, a beautiful and big one, and a shabby one. Take rest at the shabby one until tomorrow." And then the youngest one thanked him so much and continued his journey. And after traveling some distance, he got to the point where he got to see the shabby house and the big and beautiful house. And then he decided to take the shabby house, trusting the fox's opinion. He slept there until tomorrow and woke up. And now the fox again came and said him to walk straight until you reach a palace. The palace will be full of soldiers who are unconscious. Don't go near them and ignore them. You just go straight to the palace and open a door where you will see the golden bird in a wooden cage. Don't try to change the wooden cage with a golden cage, which will be near to it. So he listened to the fox's word and continued his journey and came to a palace with the soldiers who fell unconscious. So as the fox said, he saw a room in which there was a golden bird, in which there was the golden bird in a wooden cage. But without trusting the fox's opinion, he tried to switch the cages he tried to switch the cage with the gold one. As soon as he opened the cage of the golden bird, which was a wooden cage, all the guards came conscious and took him in custody and showed him to the king. And that king told that I will kill you but on one condition. If you bring me the golden horse, I will spare your life and also I will give you the golden bird. So he set out for finding the golden horse. And the horse came back and said, "Why did you do that? If you listen to me, you could just walk away with the golden bird." So the fox now said that I will help you again. You are my friend. The fox said that go again straight in this part and you will find an other palace. In this palace you will find a horse which is tied to a rod, and you'll also see a man behind him. He will be sleeping he will be sleeping and snoring loudly. You just don't disturb him and take the horse and return to me. But be careful. There will be two saddles, a leather one and a golden one. You should surely take the leather one. But if you take the golden one, you will be in huge trouble. So don't take it. That's what the fox said. But again, the youngest son did not believe the fox, and he went near the when he went near the palace. He was tempted. He was tempted and took the golden saddle to put on the golden horse. As soon as he took the golden saddle, the man who was sleeping he became conscious and cried loudly. Guards came, hearing his cry, and again they took the prince and again they took the youngest son in custody. And this time the king told that I will spare your life. I will spare your life and even give you the golden horse on one condition. You should bring me the beautiful princess in that palace. So again fox came near him and said that why would you do such a thing? What did I tell you and what did you do? No problem. I will help you anyway because you are my friend. So the fox again said that when you reach the palace, you should just kiss the princess, and you should not let her suffer to take leave of her father and mother. So he did what the fox said. When he reached the palace, he kissed the princess and did the same thing which the fox told to him. But unfortunately, the princess has cried so much and begged him to meet his parents to meet her parents before she leaves. So she went near her parents and said what happened. And but the king or the father of the princess got very angry and said that he would kill him. But he again gave one condition. The condition was that he need to, the youngest son need to clear the huge mountain which is blocking the view from the king's window. That rock or mountain was so big that even all the men in the world could not do it. But the youngest son did not lose hope, and he started to work, and he just did a little bit of that work. And the king got very angry by saying that, and knew that he won't finish it by 8 days. And then the fox appeared and told him to take rest while he does all the work. And he took rest. And when he woke up in the morning, all parts of the hill was cleared by the fox. The youngest son was very surprised and thanked the fox for its help. So he got the princess and returned to the fox. The fox said that I'll give you awesome counsel. Just do as I say, and you'll get the princess, you'll get the golden horse, and also you'll get the golden bird which your king wants. So the fox said that when you reach the king who has the when you reach the king to whom you need to give the golden horse, do as I say. Do to whom you should give the princess, just do as I say. And then the fox said that when you reach that palace, um, shake hands with the king, and then shake hands with the princess. While shaking hands with the princess, you need to immediately put her on top of the horse and rush away from there. And when you reach the king, to whom you need to give the golden horse, um, you leave the princess at the gate, and I will be at the princess to give company to her. You go inside, and you just grab the golden bird and rush towards the horse, and then ride away and go near your king. And the prince did, the youngest son did exactly what he said, and he escaped from all of them. And while he was going to his king, the fox appeared and said one more thing: don't ransom anyone from the gallows, and also don't take rest or sit by the side of the river. And then he listened the fox's words and continued his journey. And then he saw his two of and then he saw two of his brothers who are just about to be killed by the king in one of the palaces. And then he got very afraid and did ransom to save them and saved them. So he saved them and was continuing his journey to the king. And then one of his brothers told that I want to sit and take some rest by the side of the river. And then the youngest son agreed with forgetting the words of the fox. So all of them took rest by the side of the river. But what the problem is that the problem which occurred is that the two brothers pushed the youngest brother into the river and escaped with the princess and the golden horse and the golden bird, and told the king that my king, all of this were achieved by the hard work of me and my brother. So please reward us. And on the other hand, the youngest son was having a hard time getting out of the lake. But fortunately for him, the river was almost very dry. And the fox again came to help him and stretched out its tail and dragged out the youngest son and went near the king and then the youngest son said what happened. The king got very angry, and prisoned both of the sons and prisoned both of the son and prisoned both of the brothers. And the youngest son got back his got back his princess got back his princess, and he gave up the golden bird and golden horse to the king. The king was very impressed and rewarded him. After the king died, the princess and the youngest son um, uh, had been given the prestige for taking the place of the king. So the youngest son became the king, and his princess became the queen. So one day the king was patrolling. The king or the youngest son was patrolling in the jungle, and again he found his old friend who helped him, the fox. And the fox begged him so much to kill him. The youngest son or the king did not understand why was the fox asking me to do such a thing. And the king told that I would not do such a thing. You are my friend. I will only do good things to you. And the fox continued to beg. So without any further ado, he killed the fox. When he killed the fox magically turned to a human. So it turned out to be that human was the brother of the queen. All of them led a happy life from then. Thank you.